Hello and welcome to the Video Gadgets Journal and another look at the Nexus 6 handset. Google's latest flagship device has had some very polarising views, myself included, and so far you have been watching my opinions and my story. But there is a big bad wide world out there full of other opinions. So I decided to scour the YouTube world to find like-minded people also covering the device. And I found one in the name of Andy Crowther, otherwise known as Android Andy UK. So we've decided to collaborate across both of our channels to pose each other three big questions regarding this device. So Andy, over to you.
Hi guys, as Rob says, I'm Android Andy. I have a bit of a gadget addiction, so on my channel you'll find a variety of reviews of Android handsets, of apps, of games, and even the occasional accessory. Thanks for the invite, Rob. The Nexus 6 certainly is an interesting device, so I was delighted with the opportunity to discuss it further. Fire away with those questions.
Thanks for the introduction, Andy, and welcome to the Video Gadgets Journal. So on to question number one, which comes from a Mr. Rob Wilson from Vancouver, British Columbia. That's me. I hear conflicting reports about how good the battery life is. Can you clear it up?
I think the reason there are conflicting reports about the results of the battery is because you'll get very different results depending on the way you use your device. Thanks for stating the obvious, Andy. What I mean is, I'm not actually a very heavy user. My screen on time for a day is probably an hour to 90 minutes, where others might use theirs for 4 or 5 hours. And I'll get home with, well, at the end of the day I'll have about 75% left, where other devices might leave me with about 60% or lower. So that's a pretty fantastic result. This is backed by my battery test that I did, where I pitted the Nexus 6 against the Note 4, the OnePlus One, the Nexus 5 and the Moto G. The Nexus 6 came second only to the Note 4, which didn't surprise me. The Note 4 does have an amazing battery, but then so does the Moto G and the OnePlus One, but the Nexus 6 bested both of them. On the flip side to that, the day where I really challenged the device, I was filming lots of 4K video. It was automatically back into Dropbox over 4G. And I ripped through the battery and had about 28% left at sort of 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So to be fair, most devices would suffer in those kind of conditions being used in that way, but at the same time you might hope for a bit more from a phone with a 3220 mAh battery. So that might be why different people are reporting. Some report is fantastic and some report is really bad because we'll use the devices differently.
Thanks for clearing that up, Andy. A very thorough response there. The next question comes from a VGJ Felix, who's also from Canada and may also be me. I'm used to the Nexus devices being cheap. Should I be paying more for this latest model?
The last two Nexus devices were very well priced for what you got. Even now, a year after its release, you're hard pushed to find a better buy than the Nexus 5 at £300. The Nexus 4 was priced even better at $230 the year before that. But if you go back to the Nexus 1, the Nexus S, the Galaxy Nexus, they were all basically priced £430, which at the time is what you paid for a top-end device. So now Google wants £500 for the Nexus 6, and it stings a little because we're expecting the Nexus is supposed to be a cheap device. But in actuality, the Nexus 4 and the Nexus 5, they weren't top-end devices. Compromises were made by Google, keeping the price down. For the Nexus 6, Google have gone all out for a top-end device, and in my opinion, successfully so. And it's still a touch cheaper than other top-end devices like the Note 4 at £600.
It is an interesting point that you raised, Andy, and it is a big question about whether you should shell out more money for the latest Google device. On to question 3 now, which comes from the Video Gadgets Journal. I don't think he spelled that quite right, but the big classic question, as always, is Apple's just released a massive phone as well. Are you and Android and Google scared?
No. You want more? Okay. So I try not to get into the whole Apple versus Android thing these days. If you really want to look at it like a battle, Android won. I've said it, look at the market share. Having said that, I'm not convinced that Apple are actually trying to win that battle, but let's not get into that debate right now. The bottom line is, competition makes the devices better. Would Android be better if Apple shut up shop and went home? No. Apple push Android manufacturers to produce a better device. Does the iPhone 6 Plus scare me? No, it doesn't. I love my big devices. And Apple putting a great device out there like that, which it is, it's a good device. I'm not going to try and slag it off. But that's going to force Samsung and HTC and all the other Android manufacturers to up their game and to produce a better big device, which can only be a good thing. So there you have it. 3 questions, 3 answers. Don't forget to check out the other video where I posed 3 questions for Rob to see what he has to say. Hopefully we've cleared a few things up for you and hopefully entertained you at the same time. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to both channels, Android Andy UK and the Video Gadgets Journal. My name's Andy. I'll catch you all again soon.